Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located here in Tempe, Arizona. Today I'm back with another reformer workout, Pilates for runners. As you all know, all of my workouts here on the channel is for anyone out there, so you don't have to just be a runner. You could just enjoy this full body workout. I am working on a balanced body piece of equipment, so for those that are working on a different model at home, I will make those recommended spring settings for you. For those that are new, welcome. I have over 50 workouts here on the channel, so feel free to check out the playlist section for a different reformer workout every day. If you are new and wanting to also look into a Pilates certification, we offer a virtual teacher training certification online. We have it going twice a year, so you can look in that description box below for our mat and reformer certification and contact us and we'll give you all the information. For those that our Pilates instructors want to have their own studio and you can see Function Pilates in your neighborhood, I would love to hear more from you. Please go ahead and click on the link in the description box below as well. And I would be happy to talk about franchise opportunities in over 30 states nationwide. And for those that just are ready to get going and wanting to work out, go ahead and let's begin. Let's begin by having a ball handy, and we will use that later if you have one. And then we're going to take our foot bars down flat and begin with a warm-up here. So have your safety strap available to you and then have a seat facing it with the feet under, nice and secure. Think about sitting on top of those sits bones and begin to relax those shoulders. Take a roll back, maybe take some rolls forward, whatever feels nice for you today, and then sweep those arms up. Take a look at those fingertips for me. Drop your head center, interlace the hands, send the palms up towards the ceiling as you extend the spine, growing longer in this seated position. Slowly taking those arms down beside you. We're going to begin with our arms out in front, palms are looking at one another. Inhale here to tuck that chin, tuck that tailbone. Slowly take a tap back to touch the shoulder blocks if you can, and exhale to restack your spine up. Again we go. Inhaling to take it back, scooping that belly. Hold at the bottom. Exhale, restacking the spine. Our goal is to create internal heat here in the abdomen. Our feet are fully secure there by the strap and they're pressing firmly into that ledge. Take a rotation here and then exhale. We're going to round our spine, maintain that diagonal, and return through center. Let's stay on the diagonal and continue for a couple more. So think about heaviness in your sits bones as you are lowering back and as you are returning forward. Restack the spine. Return through center and all the way to the left. Begin again. We tuck our tailbones under. We tap the shoulder blocks if that's necessary today. Continue for a couple more. Tapping, restacking. Good. Exhale, navel to spine. Feet are firmly pressing down into the ledge. Sits bones are glued and connected to the carriage. Return those arms through center. From here, raise those arms up to frame the ears. Scoop that belly down and tap those shoulder blocks. Circle those arms around to sweep and slowly restacking your spine again. Raise the arms, tuck that tailbone under, feel the abdominal work here, sweeping those arms, gentle with the shoulders, restack through the spine. You got it. Continuing at your own comfortable pace there. Shoulders down and away from those ears, slowly restacking the spine here. Raise one arm to rotate to the right, bringing that arm right back through center. Left arm rotates over to the left, return and come back through center. So we're finding this nice even flow and we're focusing on that rotation through the spine with an oblique emphasis here. Beautiful. We rotate, open wide through that chest. Inhale it as we rotate and taking your exhale to return back through center. Taking those hands, crossing your shoulders here. Scoop that belly, maintain that curvature there, and pulse it up nice and slow. You have it. Shoulders down, anywhere from 5 to 10 pulses, wherever you're feeling today, and restack up tall. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bring that foot bar back up to the top, and we're going to set ourselves up for our footwork spring. So taking a blue spring off, I have 3.5 springs on, which is a medium to heavy weight. Placing your heels on top of the foot bar, let's go ahead and line those ankles with your knees in with your hips, arms beside you. Take an exhale to push out. Good. We're going to slowly inhale to resist the springs on the return home. Focus on stabilization through your ankles. So we want to really minimize the movement of our ankles and really focus on these railroad tracks here as we keep our ankles, knees, and hips all in one line. The feet are about hip distance apart here, so they're not connected. Exhale, push out, inhale to return home. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and keep those heels together as a unit this time around, and exhale to push out. Really intertwining those inner thighs. Soften through your jaw, relax through those facial muscles, and focus on pulling that belly button down and towards the spine to help stabilize through the hips. Exhale out, inhale, return. Beautiful. Nice and strong through those hamstrings and quads. Toes are going to come down to the foot bar, back to about hip distance apart. Heels are elevated. Exhale, we press out. So finding that equal weight distribution through your toes, through the ball of the feet. And if you're not sure, take a moment to glance up and make sure that all of your toes are connected to that bar, and that you're not favoring some or the other. Perfect. Keeping a nice fluid movement. Exhale, we press. Inhale to return. Heels together, toes apart. Go ahead and squeeze those inner thighs to push out long. Focusing on the top of your head, reaching to the back of the room. And feeling those ribs take an expansion as you inhale, and as you exhale, allow them to funnel back together. Heels are hugging tightly with one another, and you're still holding that Pilates V position. Taking it to the next variation, heels are on top of the bar in a wide externally rotated position. And I like to have those shoulders in line with the knees, in line with the shoulders here. Good. Again, equal amount of pressure pushing through those heels as you push out to straight legs. You got it. So as we go through each variation, anywhere from 6 to 10 repetitions is good. We're going to come down to the toes, staying together here, push out long. We'll drop those heels under and lift the heels back up. Lower under and lift up. So keeping the control to lower the heels and emphasize the lift as those heels rise up. You got it. If you have a tendency to hyperextend through the knee, make sure that you have a nice soft bend to the knee joint here. Beautiful. Take it into a little bit of stretches here. So just kind of bouncing as you press your right heel under that foot bar. Switch it to the other side. Again, finding a number that works well for you, whether that's 5 to 10 reps. And then from here, we're just going to go ahead and stretch it one more time. Finding a rhythm to pulse, other side. Or it's a gentle push off the foot on the foot bar. That's the knee is bent. So trying it a couple different ways. And then when you're ready, just transition into that running to really focus on stretching through those calves and articulate through the toes. Think of those knees going directly up towards the ceiling. And bend the knees to return home. So from here, carefully, go ahead and sit yourself up. We're going to take our springs down. We're going into single leg footwork. So I have 2 reds and a blue, which is a 2.5 spring weight. So that's more of your medium weight here. And then from here, go ahead and relax back down. Line your heels up on that foot bar. And then take that right leg to straight leg. Push out with your left. And reach your right leg up to flex. So it's almost as if your heel is reaching towards that ceiling, and you're gonna most likely feel a significant stretch into the calf, into the hamstring here. Perfect. So go to your stopping point, which may not be directly 90 degrees, but enough for you to feel the work here. Good. Return home, extend that left leg, other side. You got it, and continue to keep pressing out for me. Keep equal weight distribution in those hips, so feel like you're nice and solid through those hip joints. And sending that left leg up, point through those toes to bring it over the foot bar, flex the foot to raise it up towards the ceiling. Nice. And carefully bring it back down. We're going to go down to the toes, so let's go ahead and have those left toes on, right leg extended. Send that leg up. We're going to flex both feet, point both feet, and return home. Flex, point, and return. Push on out, and we flex, point, and return. Beautiful. So a little bit of coordination here. So taking your time to understand that both feet flex at the same time, both feet are pointed at the same time. Good. Abs are drawn in, shoulders are relaxed, arms are long with the palms flat against the carriage. Continue with your breath here, and then we're sending it over to the other side. So right toes are on, left leg's extended. Take an inhale there, and on the exhale, flex, point, lower that leg over. So it's still a very energized leg, the leg that is floating up towards the ceiling. And continue to really make sure that that right leg, the ankle still tracks along with the knee is tracking with the hip. Beautiful. And with this unilateral work, take into consideration which side might feel tighter, which side has more flexibility. Beautiful. And return and come back home. Good work. Okay, shake that out if you need to, and then we're going to carefully sit ourselves back up, and we're going to go ahead and continue to have all of your springs on. Grab a hold of your box. We're going to place it in a short box position so it's horizontal against those shoulder blocks. If you're taller than 5'8", I would recommend you taking the box over your shoulder blocks here just to provide extra room. And then find your fuzzy strap once again like we did in our warm-up. Have your ball handy. We'll use that in a moment. And securely have your feet underneath the strap, sitting up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and take our hands and stack them into a genie position. And from here, you're going to go ahead, drop that chin, scoop that belly, very similar to what we did in our warm-up at the very beginning. So as you exhale, scoop that navel in towards the spine. Take a moment to hold. Exhale, restacking the spine up tall. Rotate to the right. Exhale, lower back down. Twist to center, twist to the left. Come all the way back up again through center. Rotate to the right. We scoop the belly at a diagonal. We rotate through center all the way to the left, and we come up on that circle. You got it. To the right, we lower it down. We twist all the way to that left and come all the way up to the top here. Let's reverse it. Left side first, circle it back and down, over to the right, and return through the top. 2 more. It's as if you were going around the world here, but it's a very mechanical, very controlled, not very fluid around the world. Beautiful. Keep those feet firmly pressing into the lunge. Good. From here, we're going to go ahead and take our left leg out. Take our hands behind the head to support the neck. We're going to do a little obliques here. So flex your right foot that's in the strap. Rotate to the left as you pull that knee in towards your chest. Exhale and scoop. Extend long and rotate. Extend long. Beautiful job here. These are easy. They can be very challenging, but you're going to feel those hip flexors working at the same time. Anywhere from 5 to 10 repetitions, and then return back through the top here. Good. Let's send that foot underneath the strap, taking your right foot out. We know what we're doing now. Interlace those hands. Extend out that right leg. Scoop that belly. Go back into a halfway point. Rotating to the right. Pull that knee in. Rotate to the right. Pull that knee in. So finding your flow once again, finding that coordination. And if anything else, keep pulling that belly in to protect that low back. Exhale, rotate. Try to keep those elbows wide and rotate. Beautiful. Return back to the top, sitting tall. We're going to go ahead and put that right foot back in. And from here, we're going to find our ball. If you have one handy, you don't need it. But take your left foot out again, secure your right foot. We're going to toss the ball or pass the ball underneath the legs. So find your position to maintain and exhale. Exhale, scooping that belly, holding that leg up nice and in a soft bend position. About 3 or 4 times one direction, and then go ahead and switch it. And come up to the top, restack your spine. Good, take a breather if you need it. We're gonna go right into the other side. So have that ball behind your knee first, tuck that tailbone to round out. Let's go ahead and straighten the leg as best to your ability, and you're passing that ball one hand to the next. Good. Like I said, anywhere from 3 to 4 one direction, and then you guys can go ahead and switch it the other way. Good job. Again, not an easy exercise to do, so stay strong and return up to the top for me. All right. So sending that fuzzy strap down or your safety strap down, we're going to adjust these springs just to one red or one spring, one medium spring. You can always adjust yourself down to a much lighter spring since we are going to be a glute focused exercise here. So if you're not ready to have a heavier spring or you're just not feeling like that today, definitely adjust to a lighter weight. Long box, we're going to go ahead and kneel on top, carefully find that left strap. So you're going to give that a small little tug there and place your loop around the arch of your foot securely. And then find your balance there where your hands are at the top of the box, adjusting your weight into a good quadruped position. And find your right knee in the center of the box or at least slightly over towards the left side more. And then send your left leg down. Good. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, send the leg up and lower back down. So our goal is to feel as if we could just place a cup of water on top of our low back and everything stays stable. So we want to avoid shifting or adjusting too much through those shoulders and through those abdominal muscles. Contract, squeeze your glute as that leg rises towards the ceiling. Drop your shoulders. Try to avoid clenching through your jaw. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's go ahead from here. Hold that position in a static position. You're building heat. And then start to bend that knee in towards the chest, externally rotated, and exhale, push out. Focus on leading with your heel as if you're pushing a heavy box behind you. And this way it starts to fire up through the glutes. And of course, you may even feel this on your stabilizing leg. since it is doing a lot of work to maintain balance. Good. Long neck here. Shoulders down. Exhale. Hold it there. Find that static position. Keep the heat. Lower the leg down and rest it. Nice. So carefully removing your loop, you're going to place that on top of the peg. Go ahead and stand on the floor, and with your box, let's just go into a nice piriformis stretch here. So left leg is on top, it's bent to the best of your ability. If you feel like you need more of a stretch, feel free to lean forward. Just deep breaths here. And when you're ready, we can carefully come off the box, and then we're going to go ahead and bring our knees back onto that kneeling position, finding our loop and carefully placing the loop around the opposite arch of our foot. Again, your left knee's in the center of the box, and carefully drop your shoulders, drop your right leg to the side, and when you're ready, exhale, we float the leg up again. So the goal would be to line the ankle with the hip here, but if you feel like you're going to compensate in any way where it's going to create an arch in your back, where you lose the stability, then definitely only let that leg come up to your stopping point. Perfect. Nice deep breathing here, anywhere from 6 to 10 repetitions. And again, on your last repetition, that's when we're going to just hold it at the top here. You got it. Just again, creating more heat. Bend that leg in, externally rotated. Keep the foot flexed. Push out with the heel. Beautiful. Inhale to bend. Exhale, we press out. Navel to spine, staying strong. Really focusing on strengthening out those glutes here. Reach. And again, after your last repetition, you're going to hold it, find that static position, shoulders down, jaws relax, abs are in, breathe, and relax and come back in. So carefully, let's remove that loop. We're going to go ahead and find that piriformis stretch again. So standing facing your box, let's take that right leg on top. If you'd like to have a little bit more of a stretch, lean into it. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, we're going to carefully remove our box, set it off to the side. We're going to use that later on. And then we're going to put our foot bar back up, have your ball handy once again, and we're going to go into a stretch. So the ball's on the floor. You're going to take your left foot and have your heel on the ground, toes on the ball. I know there's not a good visual here, but then place your right foot against the shoulder block to be supported. From here, going into a deep hamstring stretch. Good, so it's almost like your left foot is at an angle since it's resting on the ball. Again, you don't need the ball for this, but it does enhance the hamstring stretch here. Shoulders are down and arms are long. Trying to maintain that neutral spine in your back. And let's return and come back in. Good. One more time to press it out. Maybe you're going a little further, but again, watch those shoulders, square out those hips. and then return and come back in. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and walk it around. We're going to grab our ball with us. And again, that's going to go on the floor. Left foot supported by the shoulder block. Right foot is going on the ball. Heel is heavy into the floor, but the ball of the foot and the toes are resting on top. So it's just placing you in more of a slanted diagonal here. Good. Hips are squared as you send it out. It completely makes a difference. Arms are long and straight. Focus on keeping your chest lifted too, if you have a tendency to collapse down. We can give it a little break by coming back in again. Again, reorganize. So re-square those hips. Press on out. Sometimes we tend to lose that. And then we're actually really not getting into the meaty part of the hamstring to stretch it fully. Once you're ready, return that carriage back in carefully. And then we're going to go ahead and have a seat on top of our carriage. You can cross the legs here. You can sit on a box. But hands are in the loop. I haven't changed the springs. So find your right hand in that loop. We're going to go ahead and take it into our yoho. So you're just going to send that palm over in front of your belly, maintaining the angle at your elbow, and then more importantly, keeping those shoulders in a nice, secure alignment. Maybe puff your chest up a little more. You're going to feel the discomfort in your low back as we start to strengthen those postural muscles. Beautiful. Exhale, just sweeping it across the belly here. Let's go ahead and turn that palm up for a little more internal rotation here. And our muscle focus is going to be the shoulder, more specifically the rotator cuff here. So again, just take your time to tune in to make sure you're not shrugging your shoulder or it's not rotating forward. Again, making those adjustments with the springs if this feels too heavy, or adding more if it feels too light. Scoot your body over to the left a little bit just to increase the tension for a single arm bicep curl. Deep breath here. Fingers are pointed towards the ceiling. The elbow is going to stay in line or just below the shoulder as we take our bicep curl. Challenge yourself to maintain this nice balanced position, that you're not swaying too much to one side, leaning. And again, just tuning in to keep that shoulder in good alignment, in good form. Perfect. Again, finding what works for you, if that's anywhere from 5 to 10 repetitions here. And sending that down. Lovely. So we're going to turn ourselves around to face the foot bar. And you're going to go ahead and either keep your knees bent or you can extend your legs out straight. So find what works better for you. And we're still with our single arm. So the loop is in that right hand. We're serving the brownies here. Extend the arm, bend the elbow. Exhale, press. Inhale to bend. Good. And again, only going out to the point where you can feel that shoulder wanting to rotate forward, and then that's your stopping point. So you may not have a straight arm, and that's okay. Or you may have to decrease the weight here as well, since I haven't moved the springs. We're going to go ahead and turn ourselves around and repeat on the other side. So left hand's in the loop here. We're going to find that yo-ho position. So taking a nice tall spine, palm is looking at the belly, carefully, like super slowly sliding it in front. Perfect. Again, maintain the angle of your elbow as you're going into position here. Nice. Taking your exhale to pull on the strap and your inhale to release. Teacups, palm is up, chest is lifted, take a breath, exhale. Taking that hand in towards the belly for internal rotation. So having strong, healthy shoulders, or at least with the intention of strengthening your shoulders, helps to provide proper alignment for better posture. Beautiful. Good. From here, we're going to slide our body over to the right for that single arm bicep. So again, palm is looking at your ear, elbows in line with the shoulder. Think of activating the muscle below the armpit through our lats. So as you contract the muscle, it's going to assist the shoulder to maintain its alignment here. Even if that means you have to go slower, that's going to be okay. Exhale and inhale. Beautiful work. Using your abs to maintain your position, and then go ahead, bring it back in. We're going to turn to face the foot bar once again. So either bent knees or straight legs. Left hand is in the loop, nice and tall. We're going to send that arm out and return home. So the elbow won't go past the ribs behind us. It's going to stop right there at the center. And we're going to really focus on working in front of the body. So our goal here is to strengthen the anterior part of the deltoid, the front of the shoulder. Good. And carefully, let's bring it back home. All right, so as we exit off to the side here, I'm still going to stay on the same spring, so I haven't touched it. It's still on one red or one medium, and we're going to go into skater, so carefully stepping up, one foot on the stabilizing part of the reformer and then one foot on the moving carriage. Hands behind the back, soften the knees, send your weight into your heels, and straighten out that right leg. Good. So our goal is to keep that left knee over the ankle. Beautiful. And the mover is going to be that right leg. Excellent job. Really having a nice grip at the edge of the carriage to press out. Once you've hit about 10, you're going to carefully adjust yourself to look forward. A lot more balance here, so if you're not ready for this, definitely just go ahead and skip this part. But you're going to push out into a lunge, hands to hips. Nice and slow. So think of your chest staying lifted, your eyesight in front of you. It's as if you're coming up straight like an elevator. Inhale to bend the knee, exhale, return all the way up. Good. Navel to spine. And you may even start to feel a little bit of a stretch there in the right hip flexor. Carefully readjust to the start and then send that right foot down onto the floor first and step off. Other side. We're going to place our foot on the stabilizing portion of the reformer and then step on the moving platform. Hands behind that low back, soften out through those knees. Send your weight back into your heels. Deep breath. Exhale. Push on out. Pressing out with your left leg. Good. Nice deep breathing here. Again, keep that weight back into the right heel. Squeeze that left butt cheek every single time you push out. And then return and come back up. Slowly, we're going to turn ourselves again to face forward. It's a new side, so take your slow, hands to hips. Once you're ready, we're going to inhale it, press back. Good, exhale it up. Beautiful. And notice how each side might feel different to you. Maybe you had a little bit more stability on one side. Maybe you felt like you were moving faster or pushing out longer. So all things to consider here to have more awareness of your body today. Good. And then we're going to carefully go back to the start and then step off 1 foot at a time behind you. Beautiful. All right, coming down to just a half spring, or what I have on is a blue spring. So it's a lighter one. Box is on long ways. We're going to go ahead and find our stomach on top of the box facing the back of the reformer. Legs are separated. Chest is slightly hanging off. Grab a hold of your ropes and then take your hands and wrap it around the rope one more time where you're above the metal buckle and send those arms straight back. So exhale here, super strong through the back side of the body. Keep in mind that the legs aren't just dangling, that they are active. They're floating upward, so you should feel the entire backside of your body, not just your back, but your glutes and hamstrings. If it feels nice for you, add extension. Go ahead and lift that chest up as those arms are coming behind you. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale to raise the chest. Exhale to lower that chest. Beautiful. Taking a breather. Unravel the rope so you're just holding above the metal buckle. Unless this next exercise feels too easy and you want more resistance, go ahead and wrap your hands again. We're going to go ahead and slowly take your pinky to your hip. So you're in a wide T position and you're pulling your pinky finger towards your hips here. You're keeping your arms in your peripheral vision so they're not going way in front of you. And you're going to want to keep your wrist in line with your shoulder. Hold it there and let's add some flutter kicks just to add a little bonus. Good, arms are long, holding next to your hips, flutter kick those legs, feel those hamstrings and glutes, and then release and rest it. Beautiful job there. Once you're ready, you guys can hang those up. Carefully, we're gonna step off to the side. And we're gonna finish it with those roll downs. So hip distance apart there with the feet. Take a reach up with those arms. Nose dive it down, fingertips to toes, sending those hips over the ankles. Think of checking in with your body, how it feels now than it did at the beginning. Last time, we're gonna lift those arms, take a dive down. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you're new, would love to have you as a subscriber, and I will see you next time.